Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Oh boy. So yeah, we got the announcement we've been waiting for. Jaron Zayas doing press conferences. Zayas not backing down. Jaron not backing down. Let me tell you something. I see that people are split as far as who they think is going to win this fight. To that I say, in the most respectful way, to you, Mick Nicholas, hold your horses, don't take it to the stupid. Let's just get this clear. Hood Champion, am I leaning in the direction? I mean, I'm not going to say anything about who I think is going to win the fight, all right? I'm going to wait. I just think it's a bit too early for me to start saying this person wins, that person wins, although I've said a few things in other videos. But in case you haven't heard, Terence Crawford rumored to be in the Zayas camp and going to be there for 2 weeks, getting him prepared, helping to get him prepared for Jaron Ennis. And this rumor right now is shaking boxing upside down. I ain't making this stuff up, man. I had a boxing coach reach out to me and say, hey, because of something that I said, and he was like, hey, hold on. Crawford going to be in that camp for 2 weeks. I said, damn, that's the word circulating, huh? And this boxing coach knows his shit. He's not going to feed me bullcrap. So, word on the street is Crawford may be spending time helping Xander Zayas prepare for Jaron Ennis. Now, I'm not surprised at all. Now, I'll say this. I haven't heard Crawford say it. I haven't heard Zayas say it. But there is a boxing coach who reached out to me. He said, Crawford in the camp for 2 weeks. But that idea alone has me talking. And once I put it out, it's going to have fans talking. And it's because of what it implies. Okay? Now, this rumor matters because Terence Crawford, Bud Crawford, he called into my show. We talked for an hour and a half, and he still comes into my chat, and we talk pretty regularly. And I want to say I appreciate him supporting the channel, have a lot of respect for him, because Crawford is that guy who's done the business. But he's not just any fighter. He's one of the most complete fighters ever, a master strategist, a generational talent, and if he steps into a camp, even briefly, that's elite knowledge being transferred, knowledge that Xander Zayas doesn't have, and Xander Zayas is a young bull, but there's a knowledge gap there. Jaron Ennis is older, he's been at this longer. Jaron Ennis comes from a fighting family. You would like to think that Jaron Ennis has the much better IQ, but this is how you bridge the gap. You have the elite knowledge from Crawford being transferred, and that's going to get Xander Zayas up to speed big time as far as what he needs to do inside that ring to give himself the best chance to clip Jaron Ennis. Now, Crawford versus Ennis. For those of you who are like, well, no, it doesn't matter because Ennis is just going to beat Zayas. Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. That's your opinion. So, if you disagree with me, how about this? Hold your horse and stop taking to the goddamn stupid. There's a style connection between Crawford and Ennis. I'm not making this up. It's quite obvious. Everyone's been talking about it for years. Crawford and Ennis share similarities. Switch hitting ability. They both can do it. Explosiveness, killer instinct, ability to adapt mid-fight. I'm not making this shit up. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Boots is better than Crawford in those areas. No, I would always say Crawford's better than him in those areas. But the bottom line is they both have it. Dynamic, both of them. Dangerous, both of them. Unpredictable, both of them. But the big difference here, let me tell you this, is the IQ. That's where Crawford separates himself from everybody. Even Alexander Usyk had to say, no, Crawford, crazy man. He crazy man. He is better fighter. When you have Alexander Usyk bowing down to you, shit, that means you got something special. Let me tell you something about Crawford and that IQ, man. He reads opponents in real time. He makes adjustments instantly. He sets traps. Crawford can do it all. He can do it all. But what really impressed me with Crawford is making them reads, man. Making those reads, just knowing what to do. Even if he experienced a bit of turbulence inside that ring, he recognizes, okay, flight's a bit bumpy right now. And I don't like this shit. Pilot saying, Fasten your seatbelts, encountering turbulence. Crawford like, man, fuck this turbulence. I don't like this. Pilot, move your ass out the way. Let me take over and fly this goddamn plane. Getting the hell up out of this turbulence. Next thing you know, makes the adjustments, does the business. Now, Jaron Ennis, extremely talented, man. I mean, talk about somebody who passes the eye test. And I believe 100% he's going to pass. He has a very good chance of passing the test against Xander Zayas. But Xander has Crawford in there. You would think it's going to make a difference. But with Jaron, he's still evolving mentally at the elite level. This is what the fight fans have been wanting, is Jaron to get in there and go up against somebody who we feel is really going to push him. Not someone smaller, not someone less experienced, not someone who doesn't have the talent level. Xander Zayas has everything that fight fans want to really give a good account, for Jaron to give a good account of himself and to prove that he deserves being lauded the way he's being lauded. Now, I'm going to keep telling you this. The IQ gap. This is where Xander Zayas can benefit from having Terence Crawford in his camp. Jaron Ennis cannot develop the IQ that Crawford has, although he has an outstanding boxing IQ. He can't. He hasn't been where Crawford's been, and who knows if he's going where Crawford has went. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that gap matters, and it looks like when it comes to the IQ, Xander Zayas is going to benefit greatly. Now, Crawford is an all-time American, all-time outstanding boxer. And you got to think about his status as an all-time great. Widely viewed as one of the best fighters of this era, arguably an all-time great. Then you look at all the damn weight divisions and disputed distinctions. Crawford has done the business, you know what I'm saying? He's got experience from everything you could think of. There's nothing this man hasn't experienced except being knocked down. I mean, that Kavaliauskas fight, Kavaliauskas did put a little bit of heat on his ass, but I mean, you saw what happened then. He said, okay, bit of turbulence on the flight. Pilot, move over. I'm going to take control of this plane. And then he just walked him down and knocked him out. But that experience, man, those championship fights, elite opponents, high-pressure moments, that knowledge is priceless. And Xander Zayas is going to get his moment now. Now, when it comes to Zayas, you're talking about talent versus experience, okay? Zayas is young, skilled, confident, unified champion. He feels good about himself right now. You know, Viva Puerto Rico. The man chilling in the breeze. But he lacks deep elite level experience. And this is where they're bringing Crawford in. Let me tell you this. Crawford is in the Zayas camp to kick his ass. He's in there to give him that elite level experience so Zayas would know what it looks like, what it feels like. So when he gets in there with Jaron Ennis, it's not going to be anything new. So for those of you who are like, man, get out of here, man. Crawford retired. You acting like Crawford going to come in there, man, and abracadabra, hocus pocus, Xander Zayas and turn him into something he's not. Well, how about this, McNicholas? How about you hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid? You acting like Crawford can't teach this man something? Get out of here. You involve Terence Crawford. You give Zayas tactical insights and strategic mindset. Crawford's tactical insights, how to make reads. You know Zayas is going to learn how to read Ennis early, how to disrupt that rhythm, how to control the distance. He's going to learn how to do that better. He's going to be instructed by someone who can't teach it any better. Zayas, who already has a good understanding of these things, he's going to go basically from an associate's degree in it to a PhD. He is going to get the tacit and explicit experience. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get it all. And this is a big deal when you talk about Terence Crawford being in the fight camp and helping with his tactical insights. Now, the strategic mindset. We already know what Crawford going to bring for Zayas. Hey, patience under pressure. Don't worry about what's going on. Have patience, stay composed. Learn how to deal with that pressure. When you're being attacked, defense, man. Know when to defend. Know when to attack. Know when to retreat. Know when to reset. Know when to move. Everything. And let me tell you something. When you put it all together, that's championship level thinking. So as far as Zayas, I ain't gonna lie, I have noticed a bit of a confidence boost for Zayas. With the cameras there and he talking the talk and he looked like he ready to walk the walk. But I have noticed a bit of a confidence boost in Zayas. But that could be because, hey, I'm going to have Crawford in camp. I'm a unified champion. I've been beating these guys. It's nothing new for me. And maybe having Crawford in camp adds an additional boost. I mean, you got to think that changes everything mentally. Zayas now believes I have the blueprint. I've seen the style before. Confidence turns into better execution, less hesitation. This is all good for Zayas as long as he controls it. Control confidence. And with that, it could affect Ennis. If Ennis hears about this, you're talking about a psychological impact. He's going to sit there and probably shit a brick. Like, damn, Crawford helping my opponent. He's studying me. He'd be like, damn, you know, that could create pressure, overthinking, and urgency by Jaron. But I'm not surprised that Crawford's over there. If what the coach told me is spot on. Because let me tell you, the payback. It's the big payback. Crawford ain't got time for the BS. He remembers. He remembers. Jaron Ennis going over there to help Canelo Alvarez. This shit ain't nothing but revenge, people. Ennis was over there. Frill. That was good work. Frill. Crawford like, Didn't help Canelo at all, did it? But I tell you what, I'm going to help Zayas. And me for sure being in that camp is going to help Zayas. So what you got here, people, is a full circle moment. Full circle moment. And I'm just getting my Buffalo Ranch popcorn over here, boy, just sitting here laughing. I'm like, man, this shit getting good. Every day there's something in boxing, man. The women, the men, there's always something. But it gives an important reality check, you know what I'm saying, for myself and for fans, is we just got to wait and see if, in fact, Crawford is going to be inside that Zayas camp. But I believe the rumors to be true, man. You know, the person who's sharing that information with me, he's not, I'll put it to this way, he's close to the source. I'll just leave it at that. But I hope the rumors and speculation prove to be true. And this isn't just, you know, like fan-driven narratives that are being pushed my way. But again, I'm going to tell you, this coach is spot on. But the bottom line, in boxing, perception equals reality. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel if Zayas trains for a Crawford-like style, he's prepared for Ennis rhythm, explosiveness, and that's going to give him familiarity and give him a lot of comfort because he's going to be like, okay, I've seen this before. It's not going to be foreign to him. You know what I'm saying? Experience versus youth is how some people are trying to kind of, you know, identify or codify this fight. Ennis, more proven at the elite level. I think there's some, I think you could say that. Zayas, younger, still developing in a sense, although he's a unified champion. Crawford's presence could close that gap mentally. And I already said that. But I really do think that's what's going to happen. So, what does this fight become? I think this fight is not just Zayas versus Ennis anymore, at all. But it's Crawford's brain versus Ennis' talent. That's really what this has become. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to... I'll be out here talking so much, I'll be talking and coming up with video ideas. Crawford's brain versus Ennis' talent. And this is probably upsetting some of the Ennis fans out there. Because they're like, yo, Zayas has the blueprint, Crawford's helping Zayas, why isn't he helping Jaron? What's all this about? My question is, why would he help Jaron Ennis? Jaron Ennis wasn't trying to help Crawford, he was trying to get Crawford defeated. So it's payback, man. Fans can't be out here worrying, talking about, oh, Zayas has the blueprint. That challenges Ennis' aura, Ennis' dominance. Fans don't like that fighter being figured out. They don't like that shit. But again, who knows who's going to win? But I'll tell you what, Zayas has a much better chance now that we found out that Crawford is over there helping him. So anyway, at the end of the day, whether it's true, whether it's not true, who knows? But we're going to find out soon enough, aren't we? The idea alone changes perception, builds tension, adds drama. You know what I'm saying? That being said, Crawford helping Zayas. Ennis may be in trouble. Y'all keep cool in the breeze.